For nearly 400 years, Cuba was under Spanish colonial rule, shaping its culture, economy, and society. But how did Spain take control of this Caribbean island, and what role did Cuba play in the Spanish Empire? Let's dive into the story of Cuba's colonization and how it became known as the Pearl of the Antilles. 1. The arrival of Columbus, 1492. The story of Cuba's colonization begins in 1492, when Christopher Columbus arrived on the island during his first voyage to the New World. He claimed Cuba for Spain, believing it was part of mainland Asia. Though the indigenous Taino people inhabited the island, the Spanish crown saw it as a valuable land for future expansion. 2. Spanish conquest and colonization, 1511 to 1514. In 1511, Spanish conquistador Diego Velázquez de Cuellar led an expedition to conquer Cuba. With superior weapons and horses, the Spanish forces quickly defeated the Taino resistance, including leaders like Otway, who is remembered as one of the first indigenous resistance fighters in the Americas. By 1514, Spain had fully established control over Cuba, setting up permanent settlements such as Havana and Santiago de Cuba. 3. Cuba's role in the Spanish Empire. As a colony, Cuba became an important hub for trade, agriculture, and military strategy. Sugar and tobacco plantations. Spain developed large plantations using forced labor from enslaved Africans after the decline of the indigenous population. Military and naval stronghold. Havana became a key port for Spanish fleets traveling between Europe and the Americas. Economic growth and Spanish control. The wealth produced by Cuban agriculture made it one of Spain's most valuable colonies. 4. The effects of Spanish rule. Spanish colonization brought significant cultural and social changes to Cuba. Massive population decline among indigenous peoples due to disease and forced labor. The arrival of African slaves, changing the island's demographics and culture. The spread of Catholicism as Spain established missions and churches across Cuba. The rise of Creole identity with Cuban-born Spaniards, Criollos, beginning to develop their own sense of nationality. 5. Growing discontent and calls for independence. Despite its wealth, Cuba remained under strict Spanish rule for centuries. By the 19th century, ideas of independence began to spread, leading to revolts like the 10 Years' War 1868 to 1878, and ultimately the Cuban War of Independence 1895 to 1898. After nearly 4 centuries of Spanish colonial rule, Cuba would finally break free, but that's a story for another time. Cuba's journey as a Spanish colony lasted from 1492 to 1898, shaping its history, culture, and identity. If you found this video informative, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more history content. Let us know in the comments what other historical topics you'd like us to cover.